everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League for our Saturday evening challenge. We've just watched race 1 here in France at Alsace village. Alsace at the village, and yeah, what a great race it was. We saw Grasshopper take the win with Osman coming in second, and a fantastic race from Fazer to take third. So that's where they'll be starting on the grid for race 2. It's a change of tyres. So if you use softs in race 1, you're now onto either hards or mediums, and etc, etc. So we'll have a rundown of the grid, shall we? As mentioned already, Grasshopper won the last race, so he starts on pole again. It's the second pole of the evening. Osman in second, Fazer in third, so the two Genesis is up there on the podium. Brian Moncani is fourth. Fifth is Unforgiven. Ruthless is sixth. Smith is seventh on the grid. Then we've got Stealth in eighth. Ninky New in the Porsche, he's in ninth. Brian the Mechanic is 10th on the grid. Silly Shot is 11th, and Nath is 12th. And looks like a change of livery as well for Nath. And unfortunately, it looks like Wayne G has had to retire from the race. We saw him, I'm almost confident it was a disconnect, where he slammed into the wall at the chicane, at the bottom of the hill at the chicane. And yeah, there wasn't bad driving. It's not like Wayne G, so I'm sure it's a disconnect, and he's unable to fix the problem, so he's had to retire from the race. So we're down to 12. So we'll get the right camera, shall we? And we'll get this race underway. As usual, we will have a look at the tyres as we go through the race. Now they have had to have a change. So Grasshopper leads us across the line up towards turn 1 as they all go streaming through. Bit of a twitch from Brian the Mechanic already, but he looks like he's going to be on a mission today. He's already up to 9th, so he's nicked the place already. So Brian the Mechanic now on the medium tyres. Remember in race 1 he was on the hard tyres and struggled in that Lamborghini. So he's going to try and make up for that. And we've got Ninky New, Silly Shot and Nath. So back up to the top, our race leader Grasshopper, already coming under pressure from Osman. Then we've got Brian Moncani in third. Fazer dropping down to 4th. He's coming under attack from Smith. Smith now on the softs, so he's getting himself up there into 4th. Unforgiven has moved into 5th, and Fazer has dropped down to 6th. Let's jump on board with Fazer, shall we? He's on the hard tyres, which would explain why he seems to be going backwards. So he's dropped from 3rd to 6th already. As we have a look behind us, we've got Ruthless and Brian the Mechanic chasing. And Brian the Mechanic is definitely on a mission, isn't he? As the two guys behind Fazer are battling away. Brian the Mechanic, it looks like he's got the better of Ruthless. He's getting this car slowed down. Oh, Fazer just couldn't get slowed down enough. That's allowed Brian to go through. Stealth has gone through, and Ninky New and Silly Shot are both having a look at piece of Fazer. So unfortunately for Fazer, he's gone from 3rd to 8th, and soon to be 9th, I think. Silly Shot seems to be on a bit of a mission as well. He's on the soft tyres. Ninky New is on the hards, so Silly Shot goes through. Ninky New, he pulls alongside Fazer. It's a race up to turn 1. Side by side they go into turn 1. Fazer having to go the long way round, being very cautious. Ninky New sneaks up the inside and gets the move done. So let's just go up to the top, shall we, because it's all happening up here as well. We're going to struggle to keep up with these guys. I know, I can feel it. Grasshopper still out in front, but we've got Brian Moncani has made his way up into 2nd with Smith in 3rd. Osman has dropped to 4th, but he is on hard tyres. Unforgiven also on the hard tyres in 5th. So Brian Moncani chasing Grasshopper down. Grasshopper on the hard tyres as well. So it just shows how good he is on this track. Grasshopper on lap 2, and Grasshopper is still leading. We've got Brian Moncani and Smith both chasing him down as we're going around turn 8. This sort of banked right-hander. Brian Moncani, Smith, both on the soft tyres. Let's jump on board with Smith, shall we? Let's have a ride in this Genesis of Smith's. He manages to get it slowed down. He's on the soft tyres, so the grip is going to be there at least for the first few laps anyway. You can just see Osman coming up the hill behind, so the Genesis really do seem to be performing well on this track as we go down the hill and then into the chicane. And Brian Moncani and Smith both getting really close now to, as Brian Moncani just gets himself out of sorts, and that opens the door up to Smith, who doesn't need asking twice, and he moves up into second. A mistake from Brian Moncani there opened the door for Smith, and he was happy to step through it. Now he can concentrate on taking P1 away from Grasshopper and trying to get some distance between himself and the rest of the pack. Through turn 3 we go. Into turn 4, sweeping long left-hander, and then down the hill to a sharp right, which is turn 5, which then leads us very nicely into turn 6, full throttle through this section. Brian Moncani's still there. Smith is having a look on the inside. You can see the difference in grip with the tyres. Smith on the softs, Grasshopper on the hard. Although Grasshopper doing an absolutely fantastic job so far. We're on lap 3 on those hard tyres through this fast section, and then you've got to try and get the car slowed down to get into turn 11. So there's turn 10, slam on the brakes through turn 11, keeping it nice and tight. And now is Smith looking to attack Grasshopper. I think he's going to wait until they get through the chicane, and then he'll make his move as they get up towards turn 1, maybe just through turn 2. But Smith is definitely poised and ready, isn't he? We're just going to stay with him just for a second as Brian Moncani decides he's going to join the party and have a pop at Smith now. So is this where Smith makes his move? Is he going to dive to the inside? He's having a bit of a look, isn't he? Grasshopper keeping it nice and tight, although I think Smith, has he got the run up the hill? Now then, is this where he makes his move? It is. He pulls to the side. Not much Grasshopper can do about this. Into turn 3 they go, and Smith has done it. He's got himself up there in front. Grasshopper just has to slot in behind. It was just the grip that the soft tyres gave Smith there, gave him the advantage. Although Grasshopper's, he's not finished, has he? He's not giving this one up. As he sticks to the bumper of Smith. I'm going to go down the rest of the field, although I would just love to follow these two all the way around. Brian Moncani in 3rd, Osman is in 4th, Brian the mechanic is 5th. He's having a good race this time out, isn't he? Brian the mechanic now moved up into 5th. He started down in 10th. Unforgiven on the hard tyres. He's in 6th as we just go by the 7-minute mark. So Unforgiven he's only dropped 1 place. Silly shot. He's moved up into 7th. So he's moved up from 11th up to 7th, so he's making the most of these soft tyres. He's having a much better race too, as he goes around the troublesome turn 11. Ninkinu in 8th. Not under any pressure at the minute is Ninkinu. And then Fazer, well, Fazer really is struggling on these hard tyres around this Alsace village. had a fantastic first race with the soft tyres, but as soon as he switched to the hards, that Genesis is just really playing him up. Stealth down in 10th, also struggling on those hard tyres. Nath has made his way up into 11th, so Ruthless, he's also on the hard tyres, so the guys on the hard tyres really do seem to be struggling. So Ruthless has obviously had a bit of a moment to be that far back. But back up to our race leader and current fastest lap holder as well is Smith, a 1:52.8 at the minute. He's trying to get away from Grasshopper. Grasshopper on the hard tyre as well. I mean, this is just unbelievable driving from Grasshopper. On the hard tyre, it doesn't really seem to bother him which tyres he's on, does it? We know how quick Smith is, especially in the Genesis, and we're on lap 5. We are over halfway through the race. Grasshopper on the hard tyres, he's still hanging in there just behind Smith. So Smith, he is opening a bit of a gap, but he's not really getting away from Grasshopper as quick as I thought he would. Brian Moncani in 3rd. Brian always very steady. I've said that, I don't want him to crash. Please don't crash, Brian. I've said that. But Brian's sitting comfortable in 3rd. He's moved up a place, started 4th. Osman is in 4th. He's dropped a couple of places, but then again he is on the hard tyres, and as we've seen, others are struggling more than he is on the hard tyres. So Osman doing a good job in 4th. He'll be pleased with that, I'm sure. Then we've got Unforgiven in 5th, with Bry the Mechanic, who is definitely on a charge. He is on the medium tyres, so he saved the softs for race 3, which I believe is going to be a reverse grid as well. So Bry the Mechanic, I don't think it's going to be long before he's putting the pressure on Unforgiven. Let's just jump on board with Bry, shall we? We're in the Lamborghini, chasing the BMW as we go around turn 4, down this slight incline now towards turn 5. This right-hander trying to nick a bit of that curb. You don't want to take too much of that out there on the left. And now Bry the Mechanic here is right up and in Unforgiven's face. Well, there you go. He's just pulled the move off. Bry the Mechanic straight into 5th. Unforgiven, not much he could do. Settles for 6th. And Bry is continuing his charge through the field. And he's now thinking about Osman, although there is quite a gap. He is clocking up the purple sectors though. So Bry, he seems to have got this Lamborghini under control now. And if he can do this on the medium tyres, then it's going to be a great race 3 when he's on the softs. As we go down the hill, you can see as what the drivers see. Through the chicane goes Bry the Mechanic, now in 5th. Now can we see Osman? Yes we can. You can see Osman just up ahead, who's going through turn 1 now. Couldn't quite get the fastest lap, could Bry. A 1:52.8 for him, a 1:52.7, so he's what, a 10th off of the fastest lap. So we will come back to Bry the Mechanic, because he's got now, he's only got 3 minutes if he wants to move up the field. Unforgiven in 6th. Silly Shot, he's having a good race in race 2 as he slides that Lamborghini around turn 3. He's up into 7th. Then we've got Ninky Noo, Phaser, Stealth, Nath and Ruthless battling away down there in 11th and 12th. All on the hard tyres, the guys at the back. So Phaser, Stealth, Nath and Ruthless, they're all on the hard tyres. Ninky Noo also on the hard tyres. Remember, it will be reverse grid as well for race 3. So that should prove to be a good one. I think Smith will be on the hard tyres, I believe, as well. I think he started on the mediums. So Smith is going to be on the hard tyres and at the back of the grid if they stay in this position. And you can see he's really starting to chew through the front left tyre at the minute. But I'm sure he'll take the win. And I hope they don't want to pit. You can see there's somebody's put a barrier straight across the pit entrance there. There's a big arrow on the floor that said pit. Well, don't, please. Grasshopper still in second. Brian Moncani in third. This is going to be a good race to the finish. About a minute and a half to go. Osman in fourth. Brian the mechanic in fifth. You can see Osman just up the road. Is there enough time left for him to catch up with Oz? But even if he does, he's still got to get past him. So I'm not so sure he's going to do it. I think Brian the mechanic's going to have to settle for fifth in this second race. Silly Shot made his way up into sixth. He's got by Unforgiven. Unforgiven in seventh. Oh, that was a bit of lag. That's just a bit of lag. That's nothing to worry about there. But Unforgiven now down in seventh, so he's dropped a couple of spots. Silly Shot has actually come up from 11th up to 6th. So well done to him. I'm going to go up to see where Smith is, because I think this is going to be his final lap as we go through turn 9 and 10, and then up to the hairpin of turn 11, and we have about 15 seconds left on the clock now. So up the hill goes Smith, over the crest and then back down the other side, heading towards the chicane, and that's time up. So yeah, Smith is going to win this race too, and a great run it was for him. Made the most of the softer tyres. So well done to Smith. Grasshopper, fantastic racing from Grasshopper. It's got to be said to finish P2. Brian Moncani's third. Osman is finishing fourth. Brian the mechanic, great race from him to finish in fifth. Unforgiven across the line in sixth. Silly Shot, well, I think he's just had a bit of a nudge. He tried to go into the pit, I think. There's a wall there, but Silly Shot far enough ahead of Ninky Noo to finish seventh, even with that bump at the end. Ninky Noo, is he going to make it across the line in eighth? He's got Phaser all over the back of him, but I think that's where they're going to finish. Ninky Noo, then Phaser. Stealth will cross the line in 10th as we follow him across. Nath, great livery at the back there, isn't that? I can't think of the character's name, but I love the way that they've got the eyes as the lights. So Nath across the line to take 11th, and then Ruthless drags that Lamborghini through the chicane and across the line to finish 12th. So that was race 2. Remember, it's going to be a reverse grid for race 3, so yeah, we're looking forward to that one, and I'll catch you all soon.